Is Micah going to be here now?
We do?
Okay.
No idea. I didn't hear either way from him.
Yeah, I didn't.
I will send him a quick text to let him know that we are starting. I've got it here somewhere. Just sent him a text.
Oh boy.
We're getting ready. FNF Club. Has that started, Karen?
No, yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard that initial.
Oh, yeah, it has. Sorry.
It has started. Okay.
It says stop recording.
Okay.
Your video is being recorded. It is recorded.
Fantastic. Okay. You ready, Rick?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Micah is walking in now, so let's just
Just wait a minute.
wait for 30 seconds.
I used my cup all day, so I didn't want to fill it.
All right, purchase you guys up some bedtime reading regarding House Bill 1066. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I want to make it make you guys aware of it.
For some bedtime reading. It's great time. You really know what I like to read.
Which is you'll have nightmares.
Okay. We held off for you, good sir.
Thank you.
Okay. It is 5:01. I will call to order the Sanborn Regional School District's Finance and Facilities Subcommittee meeting. Let's go ahead and begin with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. All right, we have a full complement of the committee here this evening. We have Rick, Micah, and Marie and Dan. Thank you both for joining us. We appreciate that as always. All right. Do I have any action on the 2:18 minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor? Unanimous? Thank you. And new business. Marie, on to you.
Okay, so the January 2026 inflation rates came out and they are 2.8 compared to last time, which was 3.3. The encumbrances are slow and steady at this point. The operating cash is over 6 million because we got those two payments from Kingston from last time that I was talking about. Trust fund balances are the same as last time because we have not received the February statements yet. I don't know if you want me to go over all of the trust fund balances. They are all the exact same numbers from last time.
Okay, and any expenditures from those trust funds since last time?
No.
Okay, because that's the only thing if we can continue to cover that.
Correct.
So balances and any expenditures.
Mhm.
Great, thank you.
And then there were 3 budget adjustments. Budget adjustment number 69 is for transportation for special ed, just going from one location to another. So moving from Memorial School to middle and high school for a grand total of $60,954.55. And then number 70, budget adjustment, is moving for contracted service. So moving the salary and the health insurance that was budgeted for the contracted service for an OT. We had an OT that had resigned about a month ago, so then they hired a contractor to take that position. And number 72 is moving money for other, professional services as well for OT lines for the middle school and the high school. And that's $21,991.26. So the contracted services are expensive.
Okay, so this one and the last one was for the same OT contracted services?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any more? Cause the
No.
agenda had, I guess the agenda has different ones. Let's do.
69, 70, and 72.
I had 58, 62, 69, 70, and 72 is what I'm seeing loaded in the drive. And on the meeting agenda, just see.
The other ones were from last time.
Yeah, I'm not sure which
Okay, so
agenda.
58 and 62 for
You
last
already
time?
approved last time, yes.
Oh, okay,
Are you in this month's agenda?
I am, yeah, February 2026.
Nope.
Ouch, my bad. Why?
I know it came fast.
Yeah.
I literally picked on March. I was like, wait, March?
Yeah, so they're not in this folder. That's why I went to the other folder.
Oh, yeah, she just linked them.
They're linked.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, no worries. Okay. Make a motion to approve the budget adjustments as reviewed.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Unanimous? Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, on to so the next item on here is the Swayze gym lease.
Yes.
Was this on here for us to look at or
Well-
to
It
discuss or?
I was gonna say, I had asked for it.
You-
Oh, okay.
He did ask for it, but
Okay.
what was in writing is if you read the terms, the lease can only be renewed one more time for a 5-year period.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
That
so,
doesn't mean we can't make an amendment to this.
true, I just didn't know if Chinburg is gonna extend it any longer. That's my question. So just so we're all,
Yeah.
we
that's a good-
understand, because I was like, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I think we have the right to extend for 5 years, and if he doesn't want to extend today, we have
5 years.
5+ years to work on that.
right.
Right.
I would think we would just notify him per the lease agreement to extend for 5 years for $1. And then we work on a new agreement. That's my suggestion.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
When does, it says that it currently
December of
expires,
26 is when this one ends.
so
and
this
then-
year.
Then we have to,
Yeah.
an option to renew the lease for one 5-year additional
One 5-year
term,
term.
yeah.
Yeah, so December of this year, so we,
Mm-hmm.
we've got eight plus months plus 5 years.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
So we should, I mean, were we looking to notify him now? Is that what?
Well, no, Michael wanted,
No, I just wanted to
Okay.
see it, because I didn't know what the numbers looked like. I had
Oh,
no
right.
idea.
Yeah.
So I just requested it. But now that we know that we're in the final year of one of the terms with the option, yeah, I would suggest we follow whatever guidelines are in there
Yeah.
to
I
initiate the
didn't
renewal.
recall, like, I think he just, I'm probably spells out notification.
Yeah.
How to do it, but maybe
Right.
it doesn't. I didn't remember saying that, to be honest with you, but
So is your opinion at this point then, we renew for 5 additional years and then call it quits after that? Because that kind of determines how I'm going to maintain this building.
No.
No, it's just, if we could, my personal, I'm not speaking for these guys, or for the whole board, is that, for that matter, because I think it would probably be, we'd want alignment, obviously, of the whole board on this.
Yeah.
My personal opinion would be that I would want it, here's some words that we use often in here, in perpetuity.
Yeah.
But, we'd have to, so this would be an opportunity, since we're renewing, we're gonna engage with them to do that, it's time to do it anyway. I would say we ask for an amendment or a new agreement that reflects that and see how we can work that out.
And I think what will work in our favor is that we are in the process, and it's one of our later agenda items here, the Swayze gym rental info review. We're in the process of, we've been doing a lot of work on that. We want to get to about a 80% solution before we run it by the two of you to take a peek at. And once we're there, that conversation, to then include the conversation about Kingston Rec programs and all of the programs.
Right.
To then include the maintenance work that needs to be done over there, how that's going to be paid for, and how that makes us a good broker in this process with Chinburg looking forward.
Right.
Because
That's-
again, we want to be we want to be aware and, you know, respectful of what he's trying to do and us being a good broker in that process.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yep. Okay.
Because it's one of those things, if he's not gonna renew after
Right.
5 more years.
Yep.
You gotta figure out a plan of.
Yep, 100%.
Gonna do this.
So we kind of want to put these ducks in a row leading up to that conversation that we talked about last.
As long as you guys are all on board and.
Yes. Yep.
You know where we're moving, I'm good.
And we're putting a decent amount of, well, a lot of work into that effort. And I think we're pretty close. I sent you an email today, so
Okay,
no
I didn't
worries.
see it.
Yep, and it's on a couple
Been a
of
crazy day.
items. Oh, totally understand. A couple of, I think, final questions that we wanted to make sure we had ironed out in this proposal prior to us bringing it to the two of you. So once we have answers to those two things, and again, no rush, Dan.
Yep.
Once we get those answers, we'll kind of iron out the proposal, and we're probably closer to 90% to have the two of you take a peek at it. And then that'll be a conversation for, you know, probably myself and the superintendent to have that discussion with the town. So
Sounds
kind
good.
of move forward from there.
Thank you.
All right. So a lot of work happening. We're just not there yet to,
Yep.
to
We
propose.
should probably get this on the agenda for the next board meeting.
Yeah.
The board should vote on this.
Yes, the proposal that we're working on.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking
Which one?
about extending the lease.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
probably
Yeah.
all of it.
In perpetuity, you're talking.
Well,
Yeah.
No,
no,
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
we'll
We're gonna,
forget perpetuity for now. The first thing we gotta do is.
Oh, it's extend
vote-
5 years.
Vote to extend for 5
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
before we even mention perpetuity, that's the first course of
we just lock it, yeah, to Rick's
Lock
point,
in the
you buy us 5 years to figure out how to
Yeah.
work with Jinberg.
You got it.
Yeah. So if we can,
Yeah, my fear is that he just didn't want to renew it after the
sure.
second 5 years and we
Yep.
put all the investment in it.
I recall, I spoke to Matt Angel this week for a little bit. I recall that it was more so in as an option for the district, more rather than Chimber. I mean, I think if you look at it, I mean, he's leasing it to us for $1 per year. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Right,
I mean, I think it was more of an option, to your point, of what we wanted to do with the building
Right.
versus, you know, him not wanting to. I think he's been pretty reasonable with that.
Well, and I don't wanna say too much, but I've had a discussion with him a couple of months ago about the property. And he has possibly another solution to that property that may benefit us if we wanna maintain that building and keep it, so. I'll
Yeah,
talk to you
this is
a
good.
little bit more about that one too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Is it you, Marie, that would make sure that our next agenda has that on it?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. That would be fantastic.
The next school board.
Yep, to vote on the 5-year.
school board agenda.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll pass that to Phyllis.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I will.
Okay, next on our agenda is the SLC SRO letter / SLC lease. And so I actually, I was reading through some of the preparatory documents for that, and I had a couple of questions that I sent to both Bob and Marie through the week. And so just kind of asking for clarification on what it is that we were looking for. So I'd kind of just like to sum that piece up. And so, and Marie, feel free to chime in with anything that you learned since our last conversation, if you so desire. So where we are with this is, so we need to evaluate SLC's request and then provide a recommendation to the full board whether the district should absorb the 36+ K annual SRO cost by reopening the lease. That's kind of the question to us. And so I kind of broke it out into 4 parts. So number 1, the specific request from the SLC, which was basically to not have the SRO. And if you gentlemen read that differently, please chime in. So that's the basic request. Secondly, is the financial impact. Marie, thank you for doing the homework on that. That impact came to $36,436 annually. And the third item being the historical context discussion with anybody. Do you want to share any of that?
Well,
Do you think it's valuable for the?
I spoke with Matt on this as well, but you go ahead.
yeah, he called me back today and said that he had already spoken with you.
I don't know what Matt told me. If he told you the same thing, it's something we can share in public. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, what he did tell me was that they were concerned, when they were renting in Brentwood, they were concerned that there were multiple calls to SLC at the time. So Tom, at the time, started to talk about SROs at all of the locations, and he felt that the SRO at SLC would be beneficial if we were gonna let them in, because he thought the board also would have preferred an SRO there, because of some of the challenging students that they have.
Yeah.
Pretty much what he said.
Okay, so that's almost verbatim what he said to me, except for the fact that I thought he said that they ended up not being permitted to go to Brentwood because of past history.
He didn't say that.
Okay, and that's why the SRO was put in there.
Okay.
So, but everything else aligns with what you talked
Okay.
about too, so.
So that's some additional historical context for us. And then item number 4 would be the potential precedent that this would set for all of our agreements, current and future. So I guess to the two of you, are we, based on those 4 items, are we prepared to make a recommendation to the board, the full board, tonight on what our thoughts are on this, or do we feel like there's additional background information that you need?
Want me to go first? Yeah. Yeah, so I agree with everything you said, but I would stop at revisiting the lease, because everything starts and stops there.
Yeah.
Right, so I think that the first request that we make of the board is, we have a request from Seacoast Learning Collaborative to reopen the lease, okay? And when we reopen the lease, we reopen it for everything.
Yeah.
In my mind, because we're renegotiating at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think everybody should be very aware of that. A lot of things have changes, a lot of things, expenses have changed. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to that building. So, I think that's the first question. And then you take it after that, because once the lease is reopened, I'm gonna have a lot of things that I think we should probably renegotiate at that point.
Sure.
That at first pass.
So can you sum up what you want to do there?
I think we should let the board know that the request has been made.
Yep.
And I read it the same way.
Yep.
It's not, the way they did this is wrong for the lease. They are asking to renegotiate the lease. That's the way I read this.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the way I read it.
Okay.
So that's the question on the table for the board.
Yep.
Are we open to renegotiating the lease with Seacoast Learning Collaborative based on the specific ask, which is going to open the entire lease, not just a section?
And because the ask isn't within the parameters of the current lease, right? Actioning on the ask would require.
My main problem is the fact that we just renewed this lease in April of last year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so, that was the time to sort of ask because this is a legal expense for us now, as a district.
Yeah.
They should probably, if they had these questions, it probably should have been brought up a year ago.
Yep.
All right. The fact that the dog is no longer available doesn't negate anything that they've put in this letter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, so, it's gonna be an expense to us, and in my mind, any expense, there has to be some sort of, way to pay for that.
Yeah.
And I would like to take a look at the entire lease if we're gonna reopen.
Do you have anything else, Micah?
No.
Okay. So during subcommittee readouts from tonight, or for tonight, I will bring that up, and we can see what the will of the board is. Okay. Any further input from either of you? Dan?
Yeah, I think you're spot on.
I think so too. I think they had the opportunity when they renewed it.
Yep.
All is an expense to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we
The
have,
dog wasn't in the original lease.
Yeah, look, I get the ask and I
Yep.
respect the ask,
Yep.
but it's also at a time when resources and money is precious and this is going to cost money.
Sure.
And, if we're not, in my opinion, we're looking at the entire lease at this point.
we have made it since I have been on the board, we have made it a standard practice of negotiating in good faith and clearly, and I think this would break that.
I think I agree.
Okay. With nothing nothing else further there, we will move on to old business. The Swayze gym rental. I've already kind of said my piece there. Do you guys have anything that you want to add to that discussion of where we are?
No, I think we're approaching the question, we're doing the right steps. We're getting all the ducks in a row, as you said, so I think I like the direction things are going.
Okay, great. Thank you both, by the way, for your input as well. The fee structure for facility use. Was that on here for, Dan for review for?
Well, that kind of comes
tied
into place with the rental.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying, as far as, are we gonna adjust fees accordingly?
Yep.
Based on
Yep.
organization, so
And that will be part of it.
it's kind of a double tap there, so.
I think holistically, we're looking at it from a couple different levels.
Sure.
Yeah.
Longer term commitment. short-
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. And Siemens RTU discuss? Is on here?
So I have some paperwork that I got today from Siemens, so I have one copy here because I literally just got this today. To replace that rooftop unit at Bakey, the one that heats the cafeteria there. So Palmer and Sicard came in and gave me a bid. If I remember, it was just over $100,000. I also contacted Siemens to give me a bid on this. And during their engineering studies, I think I explained this to you in the past, that the problem with the Palmer's car bid was that if you turn on the exhaust fans in the kitchen, it's taking too much air out of the kitchen. It causes a code issue, fire issue, and all that other stuff. So Siemens presented a bid of $315,627 for the rooftop unit at Bakey. That also includes installing new exhaust fans for the hoods on the roof, because the ones up there are literally rattling and vibrating off the roof now as it is. So I wouldn't do that job unless we did those fans on the roof also. It also includes putting in what they call a makeup heater in the corner of the kitchen. So when they're not using the cooking appliances in there, there's no reason to turn on that big rooftop unit. It's cheaper to run a little electric heater in the corner and heat the space that way, just to take the chill out of the air. So it also includes that. And it also includes putting safety railing up around that rooftop unit that's on the roof now, because right now you literally have this much space between the rooftop unit and the edge of the roof, and it doesn't meet code for people walking around the roof, and that's the only way you can get around it. And Siemens basically says, we got to abide by the laws and safety on this. So it's considerably more, obviously, than Palmer Sicard bid, but I'm really comfortable with what Siemens did as far as engineering and how they're presenting this, and how they actually did a great engineering study on this. And I can get more information on this. Like I said, I just got the raw numbers right now. But I remember earlier I said Palmer Sicard came in at an earlier meeting at 100,000, but we were finding a lot of issues with that bid. So that's kind of the update on there. Now, once again, where are we going with this in the future? Do we want to put that money into that school? Or we, it's a good chunk of money, regardless if we go with Palmer Sicard or Siemens. It's
Have we asked
six figures.
the other company to requote based upon the new information?
I have not,
Okay.
simply because they're going to stand by their quote as far as a 10,000 CFM unit as compared to a 7,500 CSM unit that Palmer Sicard is, or that Siemens is going to put in. So it's a smaller unit that Siemens is going to put in. But remember I said we could take the stove and move it under one exhaust hood, and we can have everything operate under one hood, eliminate an exhaust hood, okay? Still keep it in place, just shut it off at the roof, okay? And then that would eliminate some of the costs there. Even though it's still over 300,000, it does save money by going with the smaller unit. Now, if we want to use that exhaust hood in the future, that 7,500 CFM that they're proposing will handle that third unit. I made sure and said, hey, future down the road, if we're acquiring more kids, more students, and we got to turn that rooftop, exhaust fan back on, we'll just handle it. And they assured me it would. So Now, the thing that this doesn't include is, if I remember right, the natural gas tanks that we would have to install to accommodate this rooftop unit, because the rooftop unit they want to put in, Siemens, would be natural, or propane, I'm sorry, rather than oil-based, which is what Palmer and Sicard wants to put in.
Which the school runs on oil today.
This runs on oil,
Yeah.
right? And I want to make a good faith attempt in removing ourselves from the oil consumption, you know, because it's expensive, it's dirty, and it's high maintenance.
Yeah.
Um,
What's the, just so everybody has the context,
Yeah.
what's the current state of what we've got going on up there now? Like, why do we need to replace this?
because the one that's up there now is running week by week. Every week we're replacing bearings and arbors on the motor because it's just burnt out. It's 30, I think 32 years old, the rooftop unit. And the other issue we have is the ductwork that's up there that goes from the rooftop unit that goes into the kitchen. The insulation is completely fallen off of it. And I have it wrapped with blue tarps just to keep the water from soaking into the building. The proposal from Siemens would be removing all that ductwork and putting in double walled insulated ductwork. Palmer Sicard's bid would include just leaving that ductwork in place and re-insulating it on the exterior, which is not really a healthy way of doing that, quite honestly. And that's why there's such a big difference in the price, because in my heart, I feel that Siemens is doing it right, but there's a cost to it. Palmer and Sicard's just like, okay, this is what we can do for 100,000 just to get you by kind of thing. But it doesn't take any of the code issues into consideration, and that's what concerns me. You know, if we're sucking more air out of that building than it's supplying, and we have a fire in that building, we have a huge draft issue at that point. So
Dan, I'm struggling right now with the, I'm just trying to find it here. I'm struggling with how we arrived here because we're rehashing a decision that you brought to us, and I'm not sure if it was two meetings ago or 3 meetings ago, that we had the issue. We were presented with the options. We made a decision on the option, and now we're back here. I'm struggling with how
no,
we're
I
back.
brought it up back before Christmas, and we never really made a decision on it, because when I
Okay.
came with that 6-figure of 100,000
Yep.
and some issues with engineering, I said, I'm gonna go to other contractors and see where the discrepancies are and why we're having problems with this rooftop.
Okay.
So that's why I contacted Siemens, and they did their bid on this.
Okay.
So, but we never made a decision, because at that point, what we were doing is we were just replacing bearings and stuff on every couple of weeks just to keep
Okay.
it going through the winter.
All right. So you were looking for an additional bid outside of the Palmer bid.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And to Rick's earlier point, if we were to go back to Palmer and say,
Apples to apples.
we've had some
Yeah.
additional bids come in, they appear to provide different things they say are code. Are you standing by your bid and give them an opportunity to bring it to apples to apples?
And that's what I have to do now, because like I said, I just got the Siemens bid today, so
Yeah.
I need to go back to Palmer and Sicard and say, okay,
Yeah.
now bid it out with new ductwork, with a new Modine heating system in the kitchen, and new roof vent motors for those exhaust fans. So I have to redo this all over again. But I'm just
Now-
updating you as far as what's going on.
See, I struggle though. So, that some of the things that Siemens threw in there, they don't seem like they are requirements. They are, it'd be like doing the job properly, but on a budget versus saying, I've got the whole budget and let's do the extra with the flash, right?
Mhm.
I feel like we can't say to Palmer, hey, give us the full Monty with the flash that we don't really need, but it's gonna look nice and feel nice.
Yeah, no, I get what you're coming
You know what I
from.
mean?
Yeah, the rooftop fans at Bakey have been an issue. When we had
Yeah.
Granite State as our preventative maintenance company, they even brought it up then that every one of those rooftop fans need to be replaced. So we've been nursing those along.
Sure.
also.
What I mean
So-
is like the secondary heating unit.
Mhm.
Like, we're gonna put in a secondary heating unit, because if you don't have to run this unit, then you can run that unit. That's great. If we had an extra 20, 25, I don't know how much that piece is though.
Yeah,
right?
and I had to figure out what the cost savings is of doing that.
Right.
You know, if we're gonna run a
Yep.
smaller electric unit, how does that save us money over running natural gas
Right.
or propane and oil?
Right.
So I get exactly where you're coming,
Okay.
and I have a lot more homework to do on
Okay.
this, but I just
Okay.
want to give you what these numbers are and an
Okay.
update as far as what's going on at
Okay.
Bakey.
Thank you.
Because regardless, we're gonna have to put some money into
Yep.
the school. And
Yep.
the question once again is what direction are we going?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
How many
Yeah.
units are on the school?
So it's just that.
That's just the one.
Those numbers are just so exorbitantly different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, no, I agree. When I brought these numbers, I knew that would be the first question.
Yeah.
What is going on here? So I was just kind of putting out front there, the issues between
Okay.
both of them and how I need to do some more legwork on this. But I definitely want to make you aware that I'm still working on this and it's taking a lot of time to do this and some
Yep.
footwork, so.
All right, well, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Rick, did you have something else you wanted to throw in there?
I just, I agree with everything you're saying. I think we should just say, what's the name of the company again?
Well, there's Palmer and Sicard.
Carmel Cigar.
Yeah.
I don't think we should imply that what they provided us wasn't up to code. I think that Siemens pointed said that maybe
Yeah.
some of the things, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're a good company, and I think we should afford them the opportunity to resubmit a bid.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
we need another one anyway, right? With the
Yeah.
expenses
Well,
starting.
yes and no. Since we have an agreement with Siemens anyways, if we choose Siemens, they're the ones that are putting it out to bid anyways with different contractors on our behalf, much like the LED lighting and everything
Yeah.
else. So they cover that 3 bid method already on our behalf.
Is the engineering study that we did, would that have been required for this work?
Yeah.
So so that engineering study is already.
Yeah, that's
proven to
already,
have been a
yes.
good decision.
yeah, because you're putting a new rooftop on, we don't know if we have to add structural
Yeah.
steel, more curbing,
Oh,
whatever.
I thought the engineering study was just for this building.
Oh, no. So Siemens, in good faith, has done that on their own, knowing that they're doing other things for us. You know, it's all about a working
So
relationship.
we have them for the baking building?
They've done an engineering study for that, yes.
Oh, okay.
On their dime, basically, is what they've done, so.
Okay.
So that, and Palmer Sicard obviously has not done a
No, yeah.
signed off engineering study.
Have we gotten a copy of the engineering study that we paid for?
No, that's still in the works. So we did put the request in for it, so it's still in the works. Okay, so that's all I want to do is just give you an update on that RTU at Bakey and as far as where we're going there.
Yeah, so I mean, what they quoted was 315 plus 63.
No, 63 is a different subject that I need to talk about tonight. That's not on the agenda,
Oh, okay,
okay?
my bad then.
Because I just got this today. So remember, I was, to start another subject here. Remember, we were telling you that the boilers at Bakey are starving and we have to go in and start them up manually every day
Yeah.
because, so I got 3 bids on oil pump systems for those boilers at Bakey. E&E came in at $39,945 for a dual pump system, okay? It's just 2 pumps that are constantly pumping oil into that system so we have a positive pressure. I went with the dual only because, my opinion, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. If we have a pump go down, then we're dead in the water with heating. So we could,
Two is, I just want to make sure we're clear. 2 is what's adequately required to feed the pumps continuously without interruption.
yes,
You could run with 1 if 1 went down.
you could, and I'm gonna get to that point now. So, E&E came in at, just under $40,000 for a dual pump system. Palmer and Sicard came in, just over $17,000 for a dual pump system. Palmer Sicard did give me a bid for a single pump system. It was over $12,000. So in my opinion, for the couple $1,000s, it's worth having a dual pump for redundancy, okay?
Well, not
Siemens,
redundancy, it's a backup. I just want to make sure, because you keep saying, I want to make sure we're very clear, because
okay,
when people hear redundancy, they think waste.
okay,
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So like,
oh, yeah,
2 pumps is the ideal method to deliver a system
Right.
for both these boilers.
right.
It's not redundant, it's a backup.
It's a
If,
backup.
if one goes down, we can still heat the school.
You got it.
Okay, thank you.
Correct. I had Siemens also give me a bid on a oil pump system, and their bid was a little bit different. They came in at 63,000, but instead of doing a dual pump system, they want to go with a day tank, which is a 25-gallon tank that keeps positive pressure on the system that way. It's
Like a
It's-
pressure tank type?
it's a vessel, yeah, a pressure vessel. Okay,
Sort of like
It's-
an envelope or? Not a vessel.
a vessel.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Just-
But like your water pressure tank in your house?
Yeah, but it's pressurized and
Yeah.
keeps fuel
A
going
bladder?
into it.
Does
It's
it
got,
have
it,
some
I don't
kind
know
of
if it has a
thing?
bladder system in it or not. I don't know.
But it's some kind of thing that you hit
Yeah.
before the oil hits this thing before it goes to the tank,
Yes,
gets
yes.
pressurized. And,
Yeah, exactly. So, it's more expensive. When I had Granite State bid it out over a year ago for a day tank, they came in over at $100,000 for a day tank, okay? It's the best and foolproof way to do it is go with a day tank. It's like what you would do in industry. But dual pumps also work very well. At this school, we have dual pumps. We don't have a day tank. The thing that I like about dual pumps and not dealing with the vessels, now that you have a pressurized vessel in the building, now you have to meet state code restrictions, inspections. There's a whole lot of other stuff that goes on with it. So I can go back to Siemens and say, okay, I've got 2 bids for dual pumps for this number. Can you redo a quote and just say, give me a quote for the dual pumps rather than a day tank? And then that way, once again, we would have 3 similar bids to it. And I'll ask them if they can do that. Now, obviously, Siemens is all about the engineering and doing things top shelf and correctly. So I'll have to talk with them about that as far as rebidding that, just going with a dual pump. Okay?
Yep.
So I just want to give you a status on that.
Okay.
Because once again, it's going to be another big ticket item here that's going to be.
I heard 17.
So, yeah, just over 17 is our lowest bid so far right now. So
Yeah, for the dual pump.
for the dual pump,
All
Okay.
the dual pumps that are in there right now.
there are no pumps. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I have no pumps or day tanks.
Yeah.
They're just sucking off of
Yeah.
gravity going right
The
into that boiler.
It should have been done when the boiler was.
It should have been done in the engineering study when we built it originally.
Yeah.
Or-
Exactly.
Yeah, or when we replaced the boilers.
Yeah,
Right?
the engineering study when we
100%.
replaced those boilers during COVID.
Yep.
And that engineering
But
company, I
that was
think,
also an emergency situation, which is probably maybe.
Well,
overlooked. If I
yeah, it
recall,
was an emergency
we had a
situation.
spare boiler parked outside.
Yeah, it was an emergency situation, but, the engineering firm should have just built that into the build out, in my opinion. So, so I'm gonna work on that a little bit more also, so I'm just giving you an update on that.
Okay.
The other thing I gave you guys, and this is not on the agenda, is just an update or what HB 1066 is. Read it. It's basically stating, as of yesterday, any municipality or school is not allowed to take out a loan for $100,000 or more without going to a warrant article, period. That includes vehicles, heating systems, any of that.
alone.
Well, I don't
A loan
I don't
or,
think it's been passed.
no, it hasn't.
Okay.
So it left committee yesterday and is going on the 29th in front of the House. But I just want to make sure you guys are aware of this, and it's information only because this could be a game changer if it passes. Okay?
Okay, warrant articles that authorize lease agreements,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
like
So
Ventrac equipment.
you got it. Anything, a tractor, a new
Is that
boiler
just over
system,
101?
anything.
Yeah.
RTUs, anything.
Yeah.
Right? I
So,
think the Ventrac was 101.
yeah, it was just over $100,000. But I just want to make sure you guys are aware of this, because when we're building budgets in the futures, if this passes, then
Yeah.
as much as the public doesn't want to hear that, you almost have to have a slush fund to cover this stuff, because if we can't finance it or whatever, then.
You can't wait a year and a half.
You
to-
can't, yeah. And then you gotta hope it passes in a warrant article.
Right.
And it's gotta pass by a 2/3 vote. So,
But we're not there yet, so let's not.
no, but I just want to make sure you're aware of it.
Thank you.
The other thing, I went to a facility masters conference, last week. Very great conference, had a great time with it. Keene School and a bunch of other schools have had issues with, vandalism, fights and things like that in bathrooms. And it's an issue that's striking every school in the state, okay? And they hired a company to do an architectural study and design of redoing their bathrooms. And I showed Dr. Dawson this because this has been a subject with every superintendent and every principal that's been here. And this is just a kind of a photograph as far as what Keene School District did, where they opened up the bathrooms to the main hallway. So everything is out in public, except the bathrooms themselves have individual doors and stalls. When I asked Dr. Dawson, you know, what he thinks of this, is he still here? He is here, okay. He agreed that it's something we really need to look at, because right now our bathrooms the sinks need to be replaced. Obviously, sinks are a lot cheaper than knocking walls down and putting new plumbing and everything in, but this is something I would like to add to the capital improvement plan, as far as improving our school based on safety, security, and just beautification. If you guys have no issues with that, I thought about just talking to this architectural firm and just see what they could do for us, and what do you think the price tag on this would be, just to kind of to put some feelers out for that. So I just, like I said, I'm trying to keep everything above table here. So if you hear me talking about an architectural firm looking at our bathroom system, this is what I want to do. I want to try and get something going on this simply for the safety issues.
Could we also pull the last 3 years, numbers of incidents that we've had in the restrooms?
I don't know if that data is available, is it?
If there was progressive discipline or any kind of discipline, there should, without using names, you should be able to pull that. But you certainly have 3 years worth of spend of damage, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, and I would have to do some footwork on that as far as,
Yeah,
you know, it's hard data to pull it, because what happens is when they damage the bathroom, my guys just go in and fix it, and there's really nothing that's recorded, or, you know, because a lot of times we don't know who does it. So
Dispensers, or you're replacing faucets, or you're replacing sinks, or you're replacing.
we are, or we're just reinstalling, because they tear a sink out and then we have to reinstall. Sometimes they are tearing fixtures out and things like that. If you go in those bathrooms now, you can see how they've been.
Yeah, I guess
repaired
try to give us a best.
No,
guess,
I definitely see where you're coming
Yeah.
from. It'd be a hard number to obtain, but I can get something for you.
Yeah.
Because obviously this isn't gonna be cheap, you know, by any means, but I
Unless
think,
you do
yeah, I'm not that handy.
it.
I think if, this would be a nice improvement to the school based on, like I said, beautification, safety, and,
Well, I focus more on the safety, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know if, I'll just hold this up just so the camera, but
yeah,
it's more so, I think, providing a secure and safe area for people to use the restrooms, but leaving it open enough to be able to view in to see fights, vandalism, et cetera.
exactly. And the stalls are big enough for one person.
Yeah.
Each stall has a vape detector in there. They've had a lot of success with that, with vape detectors, even though I'm not a huge fan of them. But when they go off and they're in a single unit, the kid can't say, well, it's the kid next to me. They're in there. They know who it is, kind of thing. When I've talked to the facilities director in Keene, he was saying that they had like up to a 96% decrease in vandalism and fights and bullying. He said, believe it or not, they got kids in school that won't go use the bathroom all day long because they're afraid to, because they're afraid of getting beaten up in the bathroom.
Mhm.
So that eliminated a lot of that. He says, now obviously stuff still happens in those stalls because it's kids,
Yeah, right.
but he says it's dropped significantly enough to where they are very comfortable with the system.
So Dan, could I cut the conversation?
Sure.
And you're gonna ask the question, you know, to this company that does this.
Mhm.
And then we can have with that information, we can then either have a serious discussion about this or not, based on what's in our current capital improvement.
Sure.
Right?
You got it.
Because we're looking at things like, heating.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
heating
yeah.
and
No,
replacing
I get
roofs,
it.
and we've got to prioritize appropriately.
Absolutely.
And so our capital improvement.
Yeah,
plan-
that's why I like to add this to the CIP rather
Okay.
than a maintenance plan.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Yep, that sounds good.
okay.
Is there anything else, Dan? Because there's nothing else on the agenda.
I know, I'm rattling, so I'm good.
You're good? Okay. All right. Let's take a couple of minutes to take a look at the capital improvement plan. I think with a continued look at that guiding document, we will easily get off track. And it has been a while since we've had the time to look at this, gents. I believe we finished off with Fakey, and had we finished Memorial yet? In our review, our last review, we were kind of working our way through the schools. Do either of you remember?
I don't.
No, okay. Okay, let's pick up with Memorial then, because it's a short one, and see if we can, in the next 10 minutes, if we can at least get through.
I thought we did get playground structures.
I thought we did too.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
someone here was gonna contact the principal and find out what they wanted to do as far as replacing the slide or something like that over there.
Was that you, Bob?
Yes.
I
No,
thought
I
that-
thought it was
me.
one of you guys were
I
gonna,
have that information.
okay.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that's why I kind of stopped on that one.
Yep.
Which school?
Vacate.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Never's gonna be here tonight, that's why. So,
Memorial or Bakey?
Vacate.
Fakey, yeah.
Vacate's got some pretty
Oh, playground structure.
old playground structures, and I think the decision is what do they want exactly? Let them pick it out rather than us picking it out.
The one that's there with this, the climb and the slide.
Yeah.
That's in pretty good. All those in pretty good shape.
Well, it's-
Not the
well-
slide, yeah, where you hang.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
The
okay.
slide that spins, is delaminating and things like that, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about this. We have talked about this already. Because I went over there, as well and looked at it, and I was like, the slide looks like it's in great shape, and the slide is. It's the stairs that go up.
Right.
And we had talked about, that there was some material that you could, basically it was on the edges where some of the rubber was worn off or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
and it just-
delaminated,
It needed to
so-
be covered again.
It does, so we
Yeah.
can't get parts for it anymore because of the age. Now, I talked to Sandy Barrows, who is the playground inspector for Primex. And she basically says, once you touch them and alter them, liability's on you.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Do we touch it to accommodate the situation now, taking full liability of it? Or do we leave it and replace it and kind of, it's kind of one of those situations. If you leave it, it's a liability. If
Yeah,
you touch it, it's a liability, but
I don't think we alter it if that's the case.
yeah.
Yeah, Dan, I had pictures of it too, and I deleted them because it was so long ago. Okay, but the comment from the teaching staff over there is that that slide, because the conversation was, do we want to do anything with it? Do we just want to remove it altogether, replace it? And the conversation was that the slide in question is a standalone slide. It's very well used and well loved.
Right.
Was the exact statement that they used. So I said, great, thanks for letting us know, and we'll, incorporate that into our decision making. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the stairs that go up.
Yeah, and I think at that point, remember I said I got some prices on it, but I says, it's better, I think, to be chosen by the principal and the staff there as far as what the kids would use.
Sure.
Rather than me picking it out, because, I'm not a daily user of that.
Yeah. No?
No.
You don't find
I'm
yourself
not-
over
I'm a
there?
little wide.
We would like some evidence of doing so.
Yeah, one video.
Okay.
So I think it was kind of left on them as far as picking out a piece of equipment. Is that correct?
No,
Okay.
they have provided the information to us, and then it is now in our ball court to say whether we are going to replace, repair, et cetera.
Okay.
So,
So what I'll do is I'll talk with the principal and
Yep.
have her pick out some replacements on it, find out what the cost is. and
a
then-
suitable
Yeah,
suitable
and then
replacement.
very similar, and then we'll move on from there. How about that? Okay?
That sounds good.
Not a good idea to just spray it with vinyl on it or something.
Yeah, I know.
Although in my heart, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I know, but it's a huge liability
Too-
thing.
It's too scary. Thank you.
Yeah.
And a nice universe.
Okay.
So,
All
So,
right, so we can leave that item as an A. And then moving on to Memorial. Are you guys in
and then,
the CIP? Okay. All right, so the next one the first one was the air exchange improvements. So Dan doesn't have this up, that's not very helpful.
No, but I have my cheat sheet here.
So I'm gonna move this in between us, Dan. so that I don't have to read every word, okay? So we're in right here, the current air exchange system. So does that
So
stay as a
obviously,
B?
yeah, obviously it's a capital improvement. This is my thought, until we figure out what we're doing as a school district.
Yep.
And a lot of times grant money comes available. So maybe during the next administration or whatever, there'll be grant money available. And maybe look at it that way.
Okay,
Leave it as a B.
and the
Yeah.
B is within 2 years.
Depending on the administration.
Yep. Okay. Again, memorial window replacement. Existing windows are double pane windows. Energy efficiency can be approved if we replace them with higher quality efficient windows. Yeah, that is a C.
Yeah, that's fine. I would
Okay.
keep that there.
Fire suppression and alarm upgrades.
That's going on now. The alarm
Yep.
is going on now. Suppression is a whole different story. It takes re-engineering and that's gonna be a huge project.
Okay.
I don't think it's something we'll ever bite off, quite honestly, since we're grandfathered in. But
So do we need to update that?
or split it.
It's a C right now.
Well, we're upgrading the,
Well, the alarms are an
Alarm.
A and we're doing that now.
Okay.
But as far as fire suppression, I would keep that as a C if we can split those out.
Okay.
Because we'll, eventually here in summer, we're gonna have to take the alarm upgrade off there because it's completed.
Okay.
So,
memorial.
oh, I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we're
You're right.
memorial.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
thinking Bakey.
we're
I
on
was
memorial.
so confused.
So-
for a second.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
That's-
okay.
That's on me.
No.
Fire suppression, obviously, the same issues. It'll cost a lot of money to do it. And the alarm system, I would keep it at a C. I would say, let's try and get at that in the next couple of years. It's functioning, it's
Code
fairly,
Yep.
it's code compliant, it's fairly modern.
Okay.
So on Bakey, we need to take away the alarm system.
Once it's done.
Once it's done,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
That's
That's
okay.
okay. We forgive you, yeah.
Well, I think we need the suppression on, just take away the one.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
All right, so let's do these last three here, and then we can start with the high school next meeting. So walk-in freezer and walk-in refrigerator,
At Memorial
memorial,
are complete.
Yeah.
That can be removed.
okay. I think we said we didn't want to remove it, we wanted to, oh, yeah, this is not an editable one that I'm in.
Unless you want to keep it active for the next 30 years. Just
Well,
for
where
the
it
next
says
one.
TBD, you could say complete.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I did on my sheet.
Yeah, we put in there complete.
I have in
Okay, this one is not
progress,
editable.
completed in the dates.
Can you edit yours?
No.
Huh?
No.
No, okay. Maybe it's how we linked it,
It's in PDF format, that's why.
yeah.
We need.
Download it.
You can edit the PDF.
You can?
But we gotta download it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying we just can download it.
Okay, so let's get the date that those walk-in freezers, walk-in fridge, were added. We'll make that edit there. Or could you help us with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
And-
Dan and I can work together and we
Okay.
can clean this up. And
Yeah, they were completed 12/25.
You're requesting that we put the date of completion
that is correct. Yep. And we
under
can,
where it says TBD?
yep, and we can also get rid of where the A in the color and just blank that out because it's no longer A on there as an A.
And I know my sheet isn't like yours, but that's what I did with mine. TBD, completed, in progress, and the dollar amount. So
Dan, it's not an ours and yours, okay? These are our sheets, okay? My sheet's better than your sheet. Okay, playground structures, again, we're talking memorial. The playground structures, memorial, are used by the school and the community or not school. These structures are in fair condition and will need to be replaced or removed in the near future. We have that on as a B.
Correct.
Let's say a B.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And the last one for today, roof replacement. The roof is currently being replaced in sections when failures occur. Overall, the various sections of the roof are in good condition or have been recently replaced, gym and back classrooms in 2024. And that's on there as a D.
That's fine.
So we're working our way.
D is good.
Okay. This will give us just a moment for a quick bathroom break before the board meeting. Are there any alibis that we need to address tonight? No? Yeah?
No, sir.
I don't know where you're in my alibi, but, yeah, I'm here.
All right.
So next time we go over CIP, we start with high school middle.
Yes, thank you. And maybe we add that right in there. So CIP, high school, middle, for the review. That way it's been a few months just because of our presentations that we've had. So but I want to stay on track with this. So, okay. Last but not least, any public comments? There is no public comment. We will adjourn at 5:55. Thank you all very much.